Hey Stampers, Gainer again, feeling a bit more cheery today than yesterday. I don't know what was the matter with me yesterday, so emotional, just wanted to cry at everything, but I've just had a lovely long hot soak in the tub with hubby's help, in and out obviously, which is a godsend. I love it. So, we're going to do a card. This is day 4 of a masculine card. And I thought I'd use my Truly Tailored set. Ooh, while I'm here, I'm just going to stamp on the back. I always forget this bit, and I shouldn't really. Stop saying I'm telling myself off now. So I thought I'd use the Truly Tailored suite, which is obviously for gentlemen, which I love. So there's my little crappy stamp. But yeah, I've used the tailored punch and I've used it like a brick wall effect to add all the different squares. But I use cafe, because that's quite masculine. And a little bit of a smudge there, but that will come off. I will use a rubber gently. And I've stop saying and I've decorated inside. So sweet. Today is your day, celebrating style. Because this says, to a classy kind of guy, you could have any sentiment. You could send it as Father's Day, birthday, thinking of you. You could add your own little message. And I love the fact that I've decorated on the inside. So let's get going. I'm changing my cardstock and I'm also changing the DSP. I'm going to go with the Truly Tailored DSP. The True Gentleman, sorry. DSP. And my cardstock is going to be crushed curry. Love this colour. And I'm going to change the ribbon. This was the Pool Party Shimmer ribbon. And I'm going to use my Tranquil Tide. I think all these colours contrasted. Oops, I got a bit of a fray going on there. Hopefully that'll be hidden somewhere. Just tidy that up a bit. But that might be hidden, so by the time it wraps around the card, then we use the loop for the back. So it's just a standard half a sheet of cardstock, which is 8 1/4 by 5 7/8, and I'm just using my trimmer to fold in half. You're going to need 2 pieces of Whisper White. Well, you don't have to use Whisper White, believe it or not, for the front, because no one's going to see any of that bit. But I've got them cut. So they're both 3 7/8 by 5 5/8, and you're going to need some scraps for your label. These are going on the front and the inside. So we're going to attach all these pieces to here. Then we're going to attach this piece on the inside after we've stamped to make sure we get it right. And I'm just going to cut, where's my paper? I'm just going to cut with these scraps I've got here. I want 3 7/8 by 1/2 inch. Let me just check. 3 7/8 and cut the bad side off. I'm just taking that little slither out. And I'm going to cut 1/2 inch. And I want 2. And they're just to decorate the inside of my card. Lovely. It's amazing what you can do with a few leftover scraps. It's great. I always put my paper back with my cardstock. Yes, it's called the Gentleman. True Gentleman, sorry. Oh, my eyesight's terrible. So I'm going to pop these to one side. We'll do all the stamping later. We're going to build our card now. I think that's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. It reminds me of giant honeycombs. So for this, you just need your card. I have already cut a few in half. But what we're going to do when we attach, we're going to make sure they go right along the bottom. So the next piece sits right next. That one's not quite in half. It is that way, but I can't put it on that way. And that one is not been cut properly. This one is a little bit too long, I think. So what I will do, I will pop them together. And I will trim the excess off there. So making sure that they're both straight and matching. It's just to line to put the first couple of pieces on the bottom. And don't worry if there's an overhang, because we're going to trim off the excess. And then I'm going to choose a different piece. But it's the most easiest thing in the world is to line those two corners up there. So this, you could even hang this lower, just so this piece fits. Making sure those two little points there meet together like that. And then your other pieces will just fall into place. So I'm going to get my Tombow. And I'm just adding a little bit of glue. And I'm going to pop this right on the end. We'll have a few bits hanging over, so don't worry about that. It's just really quick to do as well, and it looks like you've spent ages doing it. So making sure my 2 points are together. See, and if there's any overhang, we can trim them off at the end. So let's pick another piece. I did have a few I cut in half. I've got that one. Oh, well, let's have this one. So let's cut that in half. And just eyeballing it with my scissors. And the reason I chose the crushed curry is because you only ever see it like this. The tiniest little bit. And that lovely little stripe there. You don't see a lot of the crushed curry, so that's why I used the pattern. So I'm going to have the blue. Keeping my points together, and I'm only gluing this bit because I'm going to trim the rest off. Otherwise we'll have glue everywhere. So keeping those 2 points right on top of each other. Keeping that as straight as possible. See that overhang? Don't worry about the overhang yet. These bits we can trim off straight away, because they will come good for somewhere else on the card. Don't worry about the overhang at the bottom. My points are together, that's the main thing. These 2 little points and these 2 little points are bang on. They've got to be bang on, otherwise all your other pieces will have gaps. So now you can just start building. Making sure they all lie together. And look how quick it's going to come together. Look at the boat size. They're just the cutest things. And we do struggle with men's papers, but the Coffee Cafe, perfection. Just push that down. We can build the outsides afterwards. So we've got this beautiful piece here. Perfect. Always line up first. And then we can, once your lines are in place, we've got the Tombow, which gives you that wiggle space. Push and push. And don't worry about that overhang. I will fetch my silicone matting just to be on the safe side. So we can trim those little bits. And I'm going to leave it for a while to let it dry, because I don't want to clog up my scissors. So this end, we've got this beautiful bows. Again, I'm only going to glue this bit, because it is going to get trimmed off. Whoops. Push that in. Perfect. That piece can be trimmed off now, and then we can use that somewhere else on the card. Basically, you could do this whole card with scrap pieces as long as they fit inside your punch. They'd be marvellous. Absolutely marvellous. No, that's not that for the left, that's not for that piece. So, are we going to go for green? See how they match up? Or are we going to go for blue? That one seems to be out a touch. What I'll do, if worst comes to it, I'll just use my marker pen because they're lining up perfect. Unless my bottom pieces aren't straight. Just line them up. There, it fits now. Look at that, perfect. It's just my fault I didn't push it in the groove properly. Yay! So just keep turning your pieces. I think I'm going to have the glasses next. How sweet are them? Why does that look like it's not fitting? Oh, there's a little gap. See, I don't know what's going on. My other card didn't do that. No, it's got to. I can add the tiniest little bit of blue on, but our ribbon is going through there as well. So let's go for this colour. Oops, come back, get into place. And then we use the glasses on this end. What it could be is just a matter of one of these pieces being out. I would measure the first one and slice it in half perfectionately. They are just over slightly 1.5 inches in width, but a 16th I think. So you could literally just cut straight through the centre. So I'm going to trim this piece off because this will come good for somewhere else. Leave those bits, get rid of the sticky bits. See how this is where my ribbon's going to go anyway, through the centre of that piece. So you're not going to see that, thankfully. So there is a way of, I'm going to have a dark piece here now. There is a way of hiding it. So it's just that fraction on the end I can hold on to and glue the rest. This punch is fabulous. And it's not just for mail cards, this punch. It would lovely, gorgeous papers to do the exactly same in any of the designer series paper. Perfect, absolutely perfect. So now should we have those glasses? The thing is that going to knock alignment off my card? Yeah, see, it's not quite catching up there. Right, let's see if we can disguise this. Let's go for some green. Or, if worse comes to it... No, I don't want to start doing that. I'm going to add blue pen with the fine tip. No, I'm going to go for the glasses. And look, you can cut your pieces any angle you want. I'm just going to push in the centre. Line those up. And I will, with the tip of my Night of Navy, I will go along there gently. So let's see what helps. No, I don't want that piece now. Oh, this piece. Is it going to be good? Are we going to go back to the brown? I think we'll go back to the brown. And it's going to contrast lovely. I think my glue has finally given up the ghost. Oh no, there's still some left. But such a quick and simple card. perfect. I used my trimmer to cut the first 2 pieces on my other card. I should have done that again, I think. Yeah. So we're back to half slices now, I think. Oh, perfect. Absolutely perfect. So just putting a little bit glue on. I have turned my card around now, so... And the excess can be trimmed from the back later. Another half piece. I can't have brown next to brown. So what I'm going to do, and I can't have blah, 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 blah. Why am I sure? Why does it only seem to be a few colours? I don't know. But I'm just going to eyeball this again. Trim. This is going here. Oh, look at that tiny little fraction over the end there. Oh my word, this card has turned out disastrous. I can rectify that now, you watch. Squeezing that in. I'm gonna need a brown piece, aren't I? So I'm gonna need that fraction right there on the end. So I'm basically just gluing that tiny little piece to carry that over, so no one can tell. Just gonna leave that there. I'm not gonna move my card much at all. Just gently turn it. So I can keep it on there. Should we go for the bows again? We haven't had many bows. I can glue just this strip here. I suppose if you used your trimmer and really cut perfectly in half, then you're gonna smash it. It'll be great. Oh, my finger's stuck. Why do your fingers go black with Tombow? I've just had a bath. So I'm going to do a bit of trimming now. What I might do actually is come in, like, you've got a few bits left on. I only punched 2 or 3 of each. So they can go back in my designer series paper tub, and I will use them for something else. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to line my card up in that groove and just trim that bit off. It's a lot easier for me to trim that piece or nearly, but don't worry about that. I've got bits stuck to my trimmer. I'm not so good with the scissors, see, so I've only got a little bit to cut off, then that's okay. It's stuck on my trimmer. See it under there? There it is. I'm going to use my scissors for this little bit anyway, so rest your scissors against the side of your cardstock and trim. I will clean my scissors later. Hubby's watching football, so I thought I'd get ahead of myself. We always go to his mum's on a Saturday morning. His dad makes breakfast. And we have a full English down there every Saturday. And then we don't eat there until tea time. What you're best off doing to clean your scissors as well, if you've got a glue eraser, you can use WD-40 as well, that gets it off. But I find this is the quickest. Just take it and run it down the side of your scissors. And they come up clean as a whistle. And these scissors are only £1, I think, from £1.50 from HC Hobbycraft. I just bought them because I needed long scissors. But for £1.50 you can't moan at these at all. There we go, clean as a whistle. Checking, and don't need any more other bits trimmed off. That's the only tiny little bit. Let me get my markers now. Mind you, I've got my blends, so using the very tip of this pen, I'm just going to pull that colour in. I'm not going to do that slice. I'm hoping no one will notice. There's a method to my madness. So now, see what I mean? We're going to go through here anyway. I didn't really need to do that. But I'm just going to add my fast fuse just to the tip of my ribbon, so I can use it as a guide when I'm putting it through. I think that's really pretty. And if you wanted, I use glue dots and it made them lift up, so I'm just going to dot my fast fuse just a couple of places, so when I do line it up I won't have to use glue dots. So keeping this in a lovely straight line. I'm going to attach that now to my card. Way better, no bumps. So when I come round now, I can add glue just to the ribbon instead of to the card. That way, because if you add it to the ribbon and then flick it over, you've got no bits hanging over. So you can literally lay this back down on your card and it's not going to go anywhere. Do you get me? So I've added it to the ribbon. It's not here and here, and I've got to make sure it's covered or stuff like that. So there it is. Oh my, I love it. I love it. You can have it either way up. It's entirely up to you. Pick the best side. I would say that is perfect. Look at my squonky lines. I cut that. I put the punch in at an angle. Now that our ribbon is attached, I can go ahead and attach this on here. I love that crushed curry with this paper. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Love, 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 love it. I'm adding 3 strips of my fuse. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to angle so I can see top and bottom. Keeping that nice and straight. Perfection. Absolute perfection. Love it. And you can't even see that really. So there's my 2 strips. I'm going to add these. I'm going to just add some fast fuse down the strips. If you've got any overhang, just flick it round and it will... So decide, do you want this on the inside or do you want it on the outside? So I'm going to make sure that my green is pointing in, because it's the same on that piece as well. So just line that up. And push it down. Same with this side. Line that up. And push it that side. Isn't that beautiful? Love it. So, got that to one side for 2 minutes. I'm going to fetch my punch, my images in that I'm going to now stamp. I'm using lovely chocolate chip. I've made sure this is perfectly straight at the bottom. Making sure it's nicely inked. And I'm going to try, that looks pretty central to me. So I'm going to guide myself those 2 lines there into the centre, so perfect. You can always use your Stampin' jig, but I didn't. And what with that line there, I'm going to line up right up under the bottom, and it gives it that gap away, even though you've got something to look at. Sorry about the head, if you can see that. But see where it is lined up? But when you pull it away, oh gosh, it's there. And the same with this one. Pull it up as if you were going to stamp underneath. Oh, you... Oh, no. Oh, I'm going to leave it. I don't care. It looks cute. Looks like stepping stones. Why does it always happen on camera? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stamp my image here. And I'm going to punch it out again with the punch. I may swap that card actually and do it off camera. And I'm just going to punch here so I can salvage what's left. Watch, where's my punch now? Right, punch is punch is going in, and I'm going to line it up with these lines here. So, because we're going to have a border. So you're going to pull it down. Line it up. See what I mean? Because we're going to trim the rest off. And I can use that for another project. So I'm not going to put that too far away. So I'm going to trim these sides off. The only thing is, be careful, let it dry. That's why I smudged. And I've got a tiny little slither there that I can see. Yet that one hasn't, so I'm going to remove that one as well. Perfect. And then we're going to trim the bottom off. So I'm just going to carefully turn this over. It's Mother's Day tomorrow here. I believe Australia and I think it's France as well. They don't have theirs till May. So let me know when you have yours. Perhaps I can make a Mother's Day card closer to your time as well. I don't have to just do it for our time. So there's my lovely stamped image. I am going to fetch in, if I can find... I forgot to get my scrap. So let me see if I've got a piece. Yay, I've got a scrap of crushed curry. So I'm going to get my punch again. Where? Oh, there it is. I put things down, I can't find them. If it had been a dog, it'd have bit me, as the saying goes. And I'm just going to punch another one of those out. Then I'm going to glue this on. Pop that ink away before I put my fingers in it. Oops. I'm just going to add my glue. And then I'm going to line this up in the centre. Give it that lovely little border all the way around. And because it's a straight line, it's so much easier. I'm just going to turn it over and then press, because I don't want to smudge anything. Look at that. Perfect to a classy guide. So now I'm going to add my dimensionals. And I want to make, I'm using the outside pieces because I want to layer this lovely. So what I've done is gone round and trimmed all those pieces so I can use them on the edges of here. And not only that, with us adding ribbon as well, it will hold that in place. And we never waste anything off our dimensionals, nothing. I'm going to pop one in the centre. I've got another one here to go along this edge. Look, see, we don't waste nothing. Peel off the backings now. Leaving it face down. I'm going to, I want my ribbon to poke out the bottom a fair bit and then loop. Oops. See what I mean? And I've still got space to add it to my card. Trim up. I can use that on another card. Bring my card in, and now, because I've got that little boob, oh, I've done it upside down, look. It doesn't really make any odds, does it? You can add it. I'm going to shorten those tails, actually. I'm going to add this here. Doesn't make any odds. Look, don't worry about that. You can have them facing any way you like. I'm just going to trim them a little bit shorter. Perfect. I love it, actually. We can all be different. So there's my lovely little loop. There's my classy guy. Let's just hope my card opens the right way. Yes. Oh, that would have been disastrous. And then we've got some black rhinestones here. I'm just going to add 3 along this edge of this ribbon. Nice and evenly spaced. And then I'm going to add my card for the inside. I can use a little bit of fast fuse for that. And I'm just going to put it in the corners. A little flick in the centre. And the lighter you use your fast fuse, the easier it is to use. And it would find that only bit of glue that's on my paper. So I'm going to pop this in the inside. Line that up. And there we go. Oh, I love it. It's so cute. Oh my, there's one. That's the one we did earlier. Now, this is the one I did earlier. I think this is fabulous. Gorgeous mail cards. And there's my designer series paper. Yeah, I got another piece there. If I trim the end off that. Oh, wow. We'll go on another card. I love this. Tranquil Tide. Beautiful colour. But I think it complements the Tranquil Tide in the... And the crushed curry goes well with the bits you can see in the designer series paper here. And it was totally missed that bit. You can basically just see that little dot there. But I love the crushed curry. One of my favourite yellows. Absolutely love it. And ladies, come on, we've only got till tomorrow night to get the sketches in for the challenge for this week. And it is your last month of celebration. If you need anything, you need to get it ASAP, because once it's gone at the end of this month, they ain't coming back. There are a few items carrying over into the new catalogue, but you won't be able to get them till June. So I suggest, if you want them now, place your orders. See, I got that one perfect, look. I lined it up under there. And I thought I'd just done that on the other one, but isn't that beautiful? And I'm loving both colours. So you let me know which one you like the best. Either Coffee Cafe or True Gentleman. Or both. Or if you like your ribbon that way or that way. But you're going to have a laugh, aren't you? So thanks for watching. Thumbs up and a share, be brilliant. Press the subscribe button down here and the little bell straight after, and you'll be notified of all future videos. So until next time, love you all. Bye.